Hello, welcome to episode 31 of Chin Music with Mitch and Tony. We're your hosts, Mitch Bone and Tony Legaly. Tony, it's been, well, I think it's only been a week. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a while. How's it been going, man?
What's up, Mitch? Man, everything is great, and the sun's out, and shoot, rocking and rolling, and I got
Yeah,
a cool show to rock and roll with.
heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. So, what have you been up to? I know you've been doing some landscaping, doing a little traveling. You guys went up to Deadwood and
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Really, been real steady in the insurance arena, and yeah, doing some landscaping design, and yeah, traveling, playing hockey, and just working out, running, and gunning, and yeah, just trying to keep my body in shape to do it all. So yeah, no, things have been pretty awesome though, truly. So
that's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. And how was your Father's Day? I saw Shelby's post on Father's Day yesterday. So how was that for you, man?
Oh, good. Yeah, no, it was really good, and yeah, she always makes sure to go above and beyond, and she took care of my car yesterday morning by totally cleaning it, detailing it, and everything, and I all just out of the consideration for the day. So whooped us up a great breakfast, watched a little baseball, listened to the Yankee Red Sox game on the patio, fired up the Traeger. I mean, it was a great day.
Why would you listen to that terrible rivalry? Come on.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. So
You
yeah, no,
know,
Father's Day
once
was
upon a time
fantastic.
I was a Yankee fan, so I can't even say too much crap.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But Father's Day was great. How was your Father's Day?
My dad is currently out of town, so we're gonna celebrate it next weekend.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Heck yeah. So you got a little delayed release Father's Day. I like that. I like
Little
that.
bit of a delayed Father's Day, but we'll
Good, good,
celebrate it when he
good.
comes home this weekend. So
Good. Well,
yep.
anything exciting in your world this weekend that you got to experience?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I actually had a whirlwind weekend. So
Well,
I did a lot with the Shrine game this weekend.
sorry, that's our sound effect board. It's going crazy.
Yeah, it's going crazy. It's just shorting out right now. Sorry, guys. But no, I did a lot with the Shrine game over at Daylift Stadium. So I went to their media day on Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday. And then I went to their tailgate and their game on Saturday, and that was all a lot of fun. Oh, and
All
their
right,
banquet Friday
so
night as well.
little football, little summer football.
Little summer football, and then Sunday I had to end the weekend with baseball. I had to get back to reality, and so I went to a Scarlets game at on Father's Day yesterday.
Now, the Royals and the Scarlets played Saturday night or
They
Friday
played
night.
Friday night,
Yeah, how did that game turn out?
so the Scarlets won 5-3.
Oh, tight.
Um, yeah, it was a tight game. And then I don't know what happened. I mean, the Helena team is really good. The Scarlets played Saturday and Sunday, but Helena swept the Scarlets.
Oh wow,
And so the Scarlets right now are on a 3-game losing streak.
that'll be fine.
They'll be fine, but it's a little bit of a bump in the road for them.
I mean, they yeah, yeah.
So no, I announced the game on Sunday, but I think that the Friday game was close. I do think because the teams play each other so much, it doesn't matter. Like one year when my brother was playing for the Royals, they were super good. I think they only lost one conference game. That one conference loss was to the Scarlets.
Right.
I think because they play each other so much, even if one of the teams is way better than the other team's going to catch them. So, catch them in one game. So,
Sure.
I do foresee, even though the Scarlets are way better than the Royals this year, the Royals at some point will probably beat them in 1 or 2 games just because they play each other so much.
How are the Royals in? I mean, are they going to go to make state and stuff?
They'll probably make state. They're right around 500.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so they're not bad by any means, but
Okay.
They're not as good as what the Scarlets are this year, just
I
because
see.
the Scarlets have like 12 or 13 seniors, so
I see.
they're just really senior heavy this year.
Sweet. Good deal.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I'd heard about that game out and about, and was just curious. But uh, East West Shrine game. What about the football? Who was like a standout guy? That was there anybody that's a standout?
yeah. So there's one kid out of Kalispell, and I'm gonna get his last name wrong. So if anybody from Kalispell listens to this, I'm so sorry. But it's Cash. I think it's Bocachia. I don't know if I'm saying that 100% right, but
Okay.
something like that. He was, I think, their quarterback,
Okay.
but he ended up playing running back at the East West Shrine game, and he was just quick. He ran through everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was
That's
really
fun.
good. And then for the East, there were a couple of good defensive players. Grant Collins out of Great Falls High had a pretty good game. Um, yeah, just a good game overall. But I would say those two are probably the standouts.
All right. Good deal. Before we started our show, or in the midst of it, potentially too, been having some Wi-Fi difficulties too. So I wanted to ask you a question pertaining to connection. We have some gamers that listen to our show, and
We're
you
both
and I
gamers,
both we
so
both game. We both play the PS5 and similar games. Um, I have been playing NHL 24 all season, playing Hockey Ultimate Team. So
yeah,
tons of time invested. My team is about as stacked as you can make it.
yeah,
Um, all this stuff, right? So it's my first full year of actually doing this. Okay, so um, the whole year was remained the same for whatever reason. Well, they just like they just released like the 99 overall cards, and there's something about the controls, and it's been like this for like 2 or 3 weeks, and it's not I haven't been playing very much at all, so
yeah,
I could be delayed in my skill too. But all of a sudden the gameplay, like everything is just like, there was a gameplay update, but like everything is just like response time is just all of a sudden super slow on my controllers, and I just don't understand why. And I'm just wondering, is it a thing that is it a thing that potentially where they upload a gameplay, because they always come out with these patches for the games?
yeah.
Is that a is that something you've heard of, like especially in money spent modes, uh, like all of a sudden the gameplay changes, like right when the best cards come out, and then everybody's got the cards, like I don't know.
I haven't heard of that, but I will
Okay.
mention. So you mentioned like that you're a little bit slower in games and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, so my brother and I we play a lot of the NBA game, and we play that a lot online. And it seems like from game to game, you could either be super late on everything or super early. There's just no rhyme or reason to it.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering from your expertise in this field, because like about computers and stuff, I feel like a little bit more than I do.
Not much.
But how, if I'm just a regular, okay, I'll tell you my setup right now. Well, first of all, the cable and the internet is all plugged into the cable from the wall, right? Like
Yeah,
okay, so like that's in this office right here. Well, my PlayStation is upstairs in my bedroom, which is on, a floor up.
yeah.
And but I have these little Quest things, or these little white pods,
They're
basically
like
like Google
extenders.
Homes. Yeah, basically like Google Home things connected right next to everything. You know what I mean? But they're supposed to enhance the Wi-Fi apparently.
Yeah,
So, but my question is like, I know you're always supposed to be hardwired. First of all, what does that even mean? Does that mean that my PlayStation Ethernet cable has to like be
it's
has
an
to
Ethernet cord. Yeah,
yeah, it needs an Ethernet cord, but can I take that Ethernet cord has to go into my modem that's getting my connection?
probably. Yeah,
So it's impossible almost to like,
for 99% of people, yeah, that's impossible.
okay.
Yeah,
Like I'm just trying to see what the most feasible way to enhance my connection because, dude, it matters, dude. I'm talking about like when you have the top connection, like the players move how you want them to move, and like
Yeah.
it matters.
So there is a setting on PlayStations where you can prioritize your device on Wi-Fi.
Really.
I don't remember where it's at, but my brother does it all the time on his, so I get worse Wi-Fi on mine. Thanks a lot. Um, and you can do that, but also with my brother. So in our house, we have a setup where all of our stuff is downstairs. Well, my room is right above it, so I get pretty good Wi-Fi in my room. My brother does.
Okay.
So yeah, so I there's a setting, and I'll have to look where it is, and I'll tell you. But you can prioritize the Wi-Fi, and then your um PlayStation gets a little bit better Wi-Fi.
Well, that would be excellent. But see, this is why I ask these questions. You
Yeah,
can't get
there is
the
a
answers,
setting.
Mitch, unless you ask the questions.
There is a setting. I can't remember where it's at. I'll have to play around on my PlayStation later, and I'll tell you where it's at. But yep. So no, that's how you do it. And then beyond that, make sure your phone's off Wi-Fi. Make sure as many devices as possible are off Wi-Fi. And
So let me ask you something then. Are you insinuating? Because I think that it seems like that all the time, dude. Like, and even Shelby does that all the time. She's like, "Well, I want to get the Wi-Fi better, so I'm going to turn this off." And I'm like, "Is that how Wi-Fi works? Like,
I
like,
honestly,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
it works faster if there's less bogging it down.
Just crazy to me. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, why pay for the cert? Like you have the enhancers. You hate like, how come everything just can't run the same?
yeah, yeah. No, it definitely works
Anyways,
better if it's not bogged down.
yeah, it'd be so nice to determine what is bogging it down and how to get rid of it too.
And it's hard in today's society because I mean, we all have phones that are on Wi-Fi. We
Hmm.
all have laptops. We all have PlayStations. We all have everything that is on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
And so our Wi-Fi's need to be heavy duty,
yeah.
and they're still not good enough.
Suck it, Wi-Fi people. Anyways, let's get into some sports.
Yeah.
It is.
Which sports do you want to talk about first, man? Because we've got quite a few
Oh,
going on right now.
Well, you know, I'm excited that the Stanley Cup final. We can talk about that real quick. And
Yeah, I mean that's coming down to the end there.
yeah, yeah, it is. It's Florida went up 3-0.
Yep.
They went, I don't know, pretty much out everything to Edmonton and backed up by stellar goaltending. Then all of a sudden Edmonton went back. Here's the thing, I don't think this is much of a storyline, truly. Like, makes a guy think, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. They go into Edmonton on Saturday night. They win 8-1. Edmonton wins 8-1 to
I
push the
did see
series.
that.
Yeah, to game 5. So to me, watching that game, Edmonton went up early. They, they put up 5 goals against Bobrovsky. So they yanked him out of there, gave him a rest. I mean, the wheels kind of fell off right in the early part of that game.
Yeah.
I still think that Florida has more depth defensively to outlast if they do play a tight all game. Like if it's a tight game, Florida is just built for But
Yeah.
the 8-1 argument, the only thing that potentially that I could foresee that I hope happens more than anything, my hopeful hope is that Connor McDavid pushes that team to game 7 and Edmonton wins and they reverse sweep them. Like that would
That would
be
be crazy.
absolutely the most craziest moment, one of the most craziest moments in NHL history. So the chances of that happening aren't great, but I will say this about Edmonton in regards to the last series against Dallas. They were down. I believe they were down the majority of all the series. I think they got down 3-2.
Wow.
I mean, they were down three. I forget 3-1 maybe. Um, they figured something out in that Dallas series. You could see it if you watched every game, where all of a sudden they just like pulled a Houdini on Dallas and figured something out.
Yeah.
So if there's a team that could probably do it, I would say it might be this team. But also, Florida just doesn't give you any room. They typically don't. You know what I mean? To exercise this plan, but they made a change
We'll
last
figure it
line,
out.
and the
So,
line, the line itself, the most successful line of the last game was the fourth line. So we'll see.
wow. Wow. So it's kind of funny because we have the NHL that obviously Florida went up 3-0 and Edmonton's trying to crawl back. We have that same narrative in the NBA.
So yes, and I'm really glad that we're going to talk about this because I really have just been kind of out of steam to keep up with it because I've been wanting to watch baseball here nor there. Tell me what's going on with the NBA finals.
So it's Boston and Dallas,
Mm-hmm.
two really good teams. Boston is probably more well rounded, and that's why they have a 3-1 lead.
Okay.
But so the first three games, they came out gangbusters and just beat the crap out of Dallas. It was like, why is Dallas here? They have no right being here. They're
Right.
terrible. Well, then game four happens and the roles are completely reversed. Now Dallas beats the crap out of Boston. And it's not only just beats the crap out of them, they had one of the like largest point differentials in a game. So
Hmm.
like I think they beat them by like 35 or something like that. That's one of the largest point differentials in a finals game in NBA history.
So basically, the NBA and the NHL bribed their players to just flop in Game Four for both the series, so that they could generate more revenue for Game Five for both sports. Is that what you're telling me, Mitch?
I'm kind of wondering if that is it because I mean both were headed towards sweeps, and then all of a sudden the other team comes to life and blows the other team out. Seems a little suspicious.
It kind of does. It kind of does. Well, hey, I'm all right with another week of hockey, so come on,
Yeah,
Edmonton. That's how I see it.
yeah. I mean, it's just more sports because I mean, as much as you and I love baseball, we do. It's kind of hard those 2 months in between, NHL and NBA ending
Hmm. Hmm.
and the MLB heating up and NFL season.
So, yes, you're correct, and I will say this though. Granted, I want hockey to be around as long as possible, and it damn near is year round anymore. I am excited for it to end in a sense, and I really am kind of excited to kind of start watching the MLB and like
Yeah.
the just actually watching the game now, like pitch to
No,
pitch, and
I love watching baseball. You and I are not one of those people that's like it's a boring game. We don't think that. But there are people that do, and so for the people that do, the next few weeks or after the next few weeks of basketball and hockey ending are going to be kind of torturous for them.
oh yeah, I mean yeah, the greatest one of the greatest times of the year in sports, just like it was here all of a sudden, it is now fading away into the sunset in
Yeah.
hopes that the fall returns.
I am kind of surprised though. So when we talk about the NBA and the NHL, their off seasons are short.
Well, that's what I meant. I mean, it's damn near year round. I mean, like, I just think about this, like, potentially we might have another week left in the hockey season and the NHL season, potentially a week and a half based off how the series shakes out. Like, there's like, if you look on, our local ice website, I mean, there's only like 45 days left until they start putting in ice.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like, I mean, for both of them, they end right around the 1st of July. And then first part of October, they're back in regular season. So, there's preseason games before that.
yeah,
It's crazy.
it really is. Yeah, yeah, like that's what I mean. Like I remember it's my birthday it's like my birthday in September 12th, and then like I think I went to a preseason game one time in Phoenix on like September 27th.
Yeah,
So that's typically when preseason and all that stuff kicks off, and then we're full fledged into it come October.
yeah, it's crazy. And it's like you look at, baseball and you look at football. Football gets done in February, and then you don't hear anything from them until August, September.
Yep. Well,
It's
other
like
than the trade deadline and all that stuff, but as far as the
the
actual
actually
season,
playing. Yeah, I
mhm.
mean,
Well,
obviously
now they're
here,
doing away with most of the preseason stuff too.
I know I've heard rumblings that they don't even want to have a preseason anymore.
Oh, I don't blame them.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
yeah,
all
I
right
don't
with
really
a
blame
couple
them either.
scrimmages, like the when the teams come to them and they get some live action. I don't know. I don't know.
The only downside to that, and I will be the devil's advocate a little bit here with that, is when you get in the preseason games, you get the guys like from Montana State that otherwise probably wouldn't make the roster that have a shot to make the roster.
Yeah, I don't think that they will totally do away with the preseason because it is kind of a prelude to all the excitement, and I don't think that they're going to get rid of that, especially with a show like Hard Knocks like flourishing the way that it does, and it's kind of contingent upon having those games and opportunities for those guys from the Cats or wherever they're coming from, small town schools, to actually have a
Yeah,
shot to make the team. So I
I I,
think I
I
think they
think what
have
you're
it,
gonna yeah,
but
I think what you're gonna see is all of the guys that are cemented in the league, like the Justin Jeffersons, the DK Metcalfs, the Devontae Adams, they'll not play at all.
correct. Yeah, just no different than like the guys. I mean, the Aaron Judge isn't taking every rep. You know what I mean? Of
Yeah,
spring training.
yeah. No, I think you're gonna see that they are literally just gonna play the 16, 17 games and that's it. And you'll see preseason be more of those rookies that are trying to find their spot,
For sure. For sure.
or veterans that are signed that need to find a spot.
We Scotty, or let's see here. What did little golf update there? US Open yesterday. I don't know if you saw that.
I did. DeChambeau won.
I don't know. Did he win or
He, he won. Rory McIlroy choked it.
did he? I thought Xander Schauffele won.
I'm almost positive DeChambeau won.
He did. That's awesome.
Yeah, let me look
Everybody
it up for
clowns him
sure.
all the time.
Well, I think the problem with him and a lot of the guys with golf is, yeah, without DeChambeau won. A lot of those guys in golf went to live,
Hmm.
and so PGA's kind of pissed at a lot of them. And there's a lot of that. Well, if they're doing this live golf, why are they allowed to play in the U.S. Open, the Masters, and all the best tournaments for the PGA?
Right. Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
they won them prior years. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a pro's a pro, and like I think it should be just an open thing, and they should merge.
yeah, I think that should be what they do too. And I think what it should be is, so a lot of the live golf tournaments, not all, happen in the southern hemisphere. And so I think what it should be is, okay, it's summer up here. Let's do the PGA Tour golf tours of, like,
Yeah,
you
in the
know,
off season or like have it broke up.
yeah, have it broke up so that then, okay, when it's winter up here and cold
Hmm.
and no one wants to golf here, you go down and you golf in Saudi Arabia, Australia, all those different places where it's obviously summer.
Yeah, and then at the end of the year, you take the best golfer from each division and put them heads up and
I
try
think you have
to.
them all in the same. I think
Yeah.
every PGA and live golfer just does all of them.
So let me ask you something. This might sound like an ignorant question from a consumer of sports. Although I don't follow golf as closely as I should.
Yeah, I don't either.
Let's just say I want to watch the LIV, right? Like I want to watch the
Yeah.
match and whatever. Can I do that? Like, where do I go to do
So I
that?
think some of them are on ESPN.
Okay.
Not all. I'm actually not sure. I've seen a couple on ESPN though.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're just not as obviously well known. Well, not well known. They're not as well publicized
Sure.
as the PGA, just
Hmm.
because there is that rift of why are you going off away from the PGA, and so a lot of the guys like ESPN are like, we don't really want to cover you because you're not the PGA.
Yeah. No doubt.
So
Good deal. Well, that makes perfect sense then.
yeah, so yeah, but they get paid a boatload of money, and it's a guaranteed contract. So I can't really blame them for wanting to go to this live golf and saying, yeah, I'll make more money than what I would probably make just hoping I do well at PGA Tour events. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Any hot takes in baseball right now?
well, I have one really hot take that I know you're gonna just hate, but um, I think the Mariners are going to the World Series.
Whoa! Well, I don't dislike it. I mean, that's my second. That's my that's my second family team. Lonnie and
I
my
just know you
grandma.
as
And
a Yankees fan probably don't want to hear
well, hey, if it had to be another team, I'm all in on the Mariners. That sounds great to me. I'm
So
a Mariner guy.
here's my reason why our pitching rotation is nuts.
It's pretty solid. Gilbert needs to pick it up a little, but
Gilbert just threw 8 scoreless innings last night.
I know. Last night, yeah, he's good. He's 5-3, or excuse me, he's 4-4.
Well, so part of that is, and I will defend our pitchers to the max.
Mm-hmm.
They've been pitching lights out. Our offense can't hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what's going to happen is we have the trade deadline in about a month. I think the Mariners are going to go out and get a bat to help solidify their offense.
I sure hope so. That would be fantastic. Any idea on who they're looking at? And I have one person in mind that would change any single team, but I want to see your take.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of, and I don't know if this is a position of need, so I'm kind of confused as to why these players are being named for the Mariners, but I've seen a lot of Vladdy Jr. I've seen a lot of Pete Alonso, which I don't think we need a first baseman, so I don't get that. The other one that I've seen, and this one is a little bit more of a project because he's not batting well right now, but he's also in a terrible White Sox lineup. Eloy Jimenez. He's a couple years off of being just an absolute stud. He's young. He's got a lot of team control still. He's just in an absolutely atrocious White Sox lineup that it could just be that he has no protection, and so he's trying to do everything. Um, so those are the three that I've heard the most that make the most sense. Because I also think we could put Pete Alonso or Vlad Jr. at DH and just leave him there.
So both of our teams are in a, or excuse me, Yankees not so much, I guess, but your okay. I thought about this one, okay, because I was thinking a lot about the Phillies because I like the Phillies because I like
Yeah.
Harper and I like their what they're building over there. Okay, if the Phillies or the Mariners got this one guy, it could be the cherry that takes them all the way to the top. And you know who that guy is? Kyle Tucker.
Okay, I agree. I would love Kyle Tucker, but I
Whoa.
don't know if the Trastros, and yes, I call them the Trastros, would trade Kyle Tucker to the team that they absolutely hate.
I've been seeing some talks. Been
I
seeing some
have to.
talks.
I would I would die if we got Kyle Tucker. But just from the fact that he's coming from Houston, it would take a lot to get him because he's coming from Houston. And I don't know if the Mariners are willing to give up that much.
I'll tell you,
And
if the Phillies get Kyle Tucker,
I'm sorry, but give up the top prospects to a division rival.
mm,
I don't know if that will happen.
okay. Well,
That's
I
why I think
mean,
we'll probably end up with like Robert or Alonzo or
yeah, I mean, there's got to be some money there to spend on someone. I mean,
yeah. But I'd also like to see. I've kind of heard rumblings that the Marlins are looking to trade Jad Chisholm, and I mean he would solidify. He played second base for a long time.
that'd be sick.
The Mariners have had a gaping hole at second base for as long as I can remember.
Hmm.
Why not?
Oh man, that would be he would be a big deal in Seattle too.
Yeah,
I could see that for him. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I hope so.
And I mean, the thing about him is we kind of have a we're a team with a little bit of swagger. We're not afraid to show that we have personality.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He would fit in so
You got
well.
a great makeup. Yeah, should be. Just, I like that. I like that hot take. I like that
Yeah.
hot take.
And the Marlins aren't doing well. So I think he's someone that could be traded, and I could see the Mariners being a fit.
What about this hot take? Bobby Witt Jr., the most athletic baseball player in baseball right now.
Yeah, on it. Well, I still love Ellie De La Cruz.
Fair enough. It's a yeah yeah. That's about it. That's an arguable thing for sure.
Yeah. I'm a huge Acuna fan. I think he's super athletic.
Hmm.
Injured a lot now, but still super athletic. Um, but you could make a case. You can make a case for Bobby Witt. That's for sure.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Just
Yeah,
making
he's
sure
up
I'm
there.
checking my P's and Q's on my hot takes
Yeah,
about
no, he's up there.
sports.
I just think there's other players that could join the argument. He's not like, oh my gosh, yes, number one.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, but no, it's a fun baseball season. The Mariners right now, I think, are like 43-40 or 30, excuse me, 43-30, and doing great. Yankees are kicking everybody's butt in the AL East. It seems like.
Yeah, except the Red Sox, I guess.
Well, yeah, and the Orioles. The Orioles are going to be a thorn in your guys' side.
So, what about this hot take? Because I've heard this from two different people who really see baseball well, and I respect their opinions about baseball. The Orioles win the World Series.
Maybe not this year.
Hmm.
And the only reason why I say that is their team is super young.
I mean,
They definitely have the pedigree to do it, I think. But you run up against a team like the Mariners who have three guns in their rotation.
hmm,
You run up against the Yankees that are just going to hit the shit out of the ball.
hmm.
You run up against Cleveland, who is just annoying.
Cleveland's good.
Yeah. I think they are on paper better than Baltimore right now. That's
Love
not
it.
to say Baltimore can't catch fire and win the World Series. I think they could. But I think those, especially New York and Cleveland, probably are better. And I think that if the Mariners can get a little bit better hitting wise, they're better too.
Love it. Love it. Well, that's great. Like I said, it is summer is right now upon us for the most part, getting there, and baseball's underway, and at the 4th of July here in less than 15 days.
Yeah, and you guys doing anything fun for the fourth?
You know, we always celebrate the 4th of July in the Black Hills.
Fun. So you get to watch the 4th of July over Mount Rushmore
You
fireworks
know,
show.
never been up there during the 4th of July. Would think that would be a spectacular kind of a
Oh,
deal.
I would think that'd be an amazing fireworks show.
I usually go keep it really, really nostalgic by spending the majority of our time in Belfouche, which is actually, believe it or not, the center of the nation. geographically the center of the nation in Belfouche,
Is
South
it?
Dakota. It is. It is. Yes, it is. You would think that they would advertise that more so that everybody would know that. It'd be a massive tourist attraction, but I don't
Well,
think the town operates that way.
well, it's
Anyhow,
like you would think Lewistown would say that it's the center of Montana, literally every sentence, but they don't.
that's true. That's true. Very true. Um, yeah, that's what we got
I
going
didn't
on. We got a
realize that they
good
were the center of this country, though. That's crazy.
yeah. So like geographically the center of the country.
Huh.
Yeah, and so there's a big, massive outdoor rodeo that we usually attend, and we'll probably make our way up to Deadwood, do a little sports betting.
I was gonna say, you gonna see your sports book again?
Always,
Fun, fun.
heck yeah! So should be a great couple weeks here to come. Um, Mitch, anything you want to mention?
Oh yeah, I do actually want to mention one thing about or in soccer.
Oh, soccer.
We don't normally talk about soccer a whole lot here,
No,
but USA just drew with Brazil in an international friendly, so that's pretty big for the USA soccer, and it's a cool thing that they weren't really expected to do. So
absolutely, and
yep.
that was just a friendly, like a get together. It wasn't like any qualifying. I mean, when is the next World Cup?
The next World Cup's in 2026, and it's actually here in
Really?
America.
Where?
Yeah. So the way they did it, and it's kind of cool, they have America, Canada, and Mexico all combining and making like a North America. So there's going to be qualifiers in, I think, like Seattle, New York. I can't remember the places in Canada, but
Wow.
in like Mexico City, maybe like Houston. I can't remember all the places, but I know
Sweet.
Seattle for a fact is the closest one to us. So,
Great.
yep. And they'll
That's
play
gonna be
in
sick.
Quest or
Sweet,
whatever
sweet,
they
sweet.
call it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that'll be cool, and it's just cool to see U.S. soccer a little bit better, and
Oh yeah.
they're top 10 in the world now, so it's pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Well, I guess we will just kind of end today's episode, and thank you for watching, and thank you for your continued support. And if you have any topics you want us to talk about on the show, please comment in or send us a message if it's on social media, and we'll try to get it in the next episode.
Bingo.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Peace out.